All right, everybody, welcome to the next episode of the BHS podcast. I think we're on episode 5 at this point.
I think so, yeah.
I think so. It's been crazy. February's been a crazy month for me. I'm alive, as you can see.
Barely.
Barely. I mean, I crawled through February. March has been really good so far. It's a recovery month for me. But we talked about me last time a lot, so mainly about the issue and stuff like that. But quick update. It's just I'm fine. Everything's getting back normal for me, so that's a really good thing. I do realize I have to get probably a new watch. 'Cause I think mine is broken. But it's fine.
Is that why your watch kept saying that your heart rate was really high?
Yes. And I think I was psyching myself out, which caused me to get panic attacks. So that's why. So
Dang.
so that's probably why it was kind of like doing that kind of stuff. So
That is wild, though.
yeah, it's like what the brain can do to you and what the brain can kind of like trick you to be thinking about. So so yeah, we don't really have topics today. I asked Paul what to do. He said we're just going to talk. So I said, what's our topic for today? He said just talk. So
Yeah.
what are we talking about? See,
I would
I
say,
gave you 30 minutes.
I know you did. You really did give me like 30 minutes to think about what topic.
And you just
to
said talk,
talk
and that's
about.
why I gave you. That's why I said talk.
To be fair, you could have been like, all right, you know what? Boom, I got a subject. I got a topic.
I gave you the opportunity. You
You
said,
did.
and you said just talk, and I was like, okay, cool. Let's go with this then.
How about travel? I know like you got Denver coming up. Do you have any crazy travel stories or anything like that?
I think the craziest travel story that I've had was like when I went to Canada. So, because I went to Canada and I almost got left out of plane because I didn't know how airports work because that was my first time doing an airport, and I was in Canada by myself. So
Damn.
I didn't know how that worked. So it was very like tricky. And then
You lost your passport, didn't you?
yeah, I did lose. That whole trip was like a crazy little experience. So
That's wild.
yeah, also my passport was not really stuck in Canada. I got like out really quickly. I just had to go through some custom stuff and things like that. But it was a good time with that. But yeah, with that thing what you were saying going to Colorado, it's a possibility might not be Colorado. So
Oh damn.
so it's like
So you have me looking at Denver for like where to go to for spots in Denver.
Oh,
And now
Denver. No, Denver is like top 2 for sure.
Okay.
Denver is probably like a more 1 than 2, but don't be a surprise if I say yeah, I'm moving to Cali.
I mean that's the difference right there. I'm not like we're gonna have to get this down. So I'm not in the airport in Denver. Be like, all right, where you
would
at?
know, you would know where I'm at because I will tell you when I'm leaving. But like I just don't know like what it is. So right now like Denver is like kind of like where I'm looking towards. But like I had a friend that's like constantly asking me like, yeah, you want to move to Cali? I'm like, I don't know if you're playing or not. And every time I talk to her, she's like, no, I'm not playing. I'm like, you say that, and I'm just like, ooh, I feel like you're playing. And then like and then the
But it could be
idea-
an option.
yeah, it's a slight option. I would say slight. I would say like 5% option. More so. I'm giving 5% for now. I haven't really gone into logistics, but
All right.
it's expensive to live in Cali, so that's another thing. So I don't know like what's the I don't know what's like the I have a job security in like Denver, so like that's my biggest thing with that. But overall, it's just like not that big of a thing. So I'm just trying to figure out like what to do. So I don't really have plan. I do want to move eventually. So like I said, August would be my biggest thing because I talked to my manager about like what they want to do with their warehouse in Denver and stuff like that. And they were telling me that they got the other warehouse, they're building the bigger one here. So like they're just trying to figure that out first. So he said a little bit more in August when we can kind of like figure things out. So I was like, okay, that works. So in August I'll have a more of a understanding of that. So
Got you.
but yeah, that's what I'm looking towards for that. But we'll see. It's a possibility. I'm here for another little bit of time, but that's my last option. I don't want to really do, but it's an option that like
So 5%, 5% Cali. It sounds like like let's say 60% Denver, 10% something else, and I don't know. You're gonna check my
I was about to say, how much your math at this
20
point?
like so
Like
like
15, 20%.
so like I think another 20-25%. Don't judge y'all.
I didn't keep what we were saying.
But 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 and then just like a tiny percentage of saying here in Raleigh or somewhere in the area.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
I've heard you talk about Texas as well.
Fuck no. Fuck no.
You told me Austin like I don't know how many times.
I did, and then I realized how the laws, mainly like the transgender laws and stuff like that, are terrible in Texas, especially. I'm not in Florida the same way. That's what I'm trying to get out of North Carolina more so, because it's decently here, but it's not as bad and things like that. So,
but not as bad as I mean, there are other places that are better though.
yeah, there's a lot of places that are more safer and stuff like that. So, so that's a big thing for me. Just kind of get through that and stuff like that. Also, too, I'm letting you know the anxiety medication hits. I just took it, so
all right.
I've been like, they've been trying to help me like do a lot of things with the whole panic attacks and stuff like that. So been taking like, I was taking like a stronger medicine, but now I'm taking anxiety. And then now I know how it feels. It makes me feel like it makes my brain cloudy.
Okay.
It's like I don't even know. It's like when you're high in a sense. That's what it reminds me.
I was honestly gonna be like, it's so you feel a little high.
Yes, okay. It's basically I feel high and my brain's like a little like feel like mush in a sense. So like I can feel it doing that. It would stay like this for a little bit, and then all of a sudden it would be it'll go away.
Okay.
So like it's kind of like it eases off like the little bit of like the thoughts and stuff like that, which is it's fine. It's like I said, I don't really like take medicine like this, but I'm trying this out for like 2 weeks and see what it does. In the past few days, it definitely has
it helped?
It felt like it's helped, but like I said, it's like other things that probably helped it as well. So
okay,
it's kind of like what it's going, but it does make me feel a little bit like loopy in a sense.
So you should start talking out your ass. Like that's what.
It's not gonna make me talk my ass. It's just more so just like it kind of like makes me feel like a little dizzy in a sense, but then it's not like it's like a bad dizzy. It's just kind of like it's
slight buzz.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. So it's kind of with what's happening with that. So
all right.
Other than that, it's just it's a lot of things, a lot of changes that I'm trying to figure out with that. So it's kind of like just going with what. It's just rolling with it right now this time. So
got you.
Not really nothing really set for it now. So
yeah.
Awkward silence.
I know, right?
I was like waiting for you to say something. So.
I thought you were gonna continue.
No, I was gonna let you say something because I was done talking. Then you stopped talking. So
I was listening and then you just stopped.
No, because I said my final statement, and then all of a sudden it was just like, well, you let you go for the topic of that point. So
all right. Oh my goodness.
See,
this is what it is like living with Pope. Like for what 5 years. Damn.
Yeah, for the most part right there. So it's been a good bit. So
it has been. I think the one of the funniest times I think living with Pope was when I was like a few years ago. I heard Pope screaming and yelling when I was trying to get some sleep, and saw this big ass Hogwarts spider that was crawling towards our bedroom. I don't think I ever seen you that freaked out in a while.
This shit was big.
It took like two textbooks, a hymn book for it to finally die.
I threw a hymn book like it was a
You threw it like it was a brick.
No, I threw it like it was a what's the name? What's that game? Cornhole.
No, yeah.
I threw it like it was a cornhole, and I had to hit the middle of the thing, and then I jumped on it.
I mean, if you did it, it was gonna run towards me in the rooms.
It was either running to your room, or running to my room, and at that point we're moving out because I don't.
At that point, it said it needed a place to stay.
Not here. I don't. that thing was big as my hand. That gives me the creeps thinking about that thing. It was just like it was just sitting there, and it started twerking, more so arching its back. Pretty sure that's like a defense mechanism type thing.
Probably.
I don't know a lot about too much of the spiders, and I'm pretty sure it was a wood spider.
I mean, we do live out in the woods.
Do we?
Yeah.
Chainsaw Massacre style.
I don't think it's that deep, no. But who knows? Like now you got me stumped now. But
So you haven't seen the Boogeyman?
I've not seen the Boogeyman.
I've seen him a couple times since you left.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
All right. Well, like things have apparently gotten worse.
No, but oh. So I don't know why I said the Boogeyman. It made me think about this.
Oh Lord.
So you remember I had that at the beginning of the year. I had that dream of me not being able to breathe and stuff like that.
Oh, are you talking about how like you had a dream where somebody broke in and attacked you?
No, it wasn't a broken. It was like a ghost. It was like a ghost. Like you was at my door. It was like you was at my door, and then I was like, and you were shutting. You were like, all right, I'll talk to you later. And as you were walking out, the door was shutting by itself, and then it closed and locked on you, and then something.
See, that's some real Conjuring stuff.
Yeah, and it attacked me and started choking me out. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I started thinking. I was like, was that the foreshadowing to show my panic attacks that was coming up in the next month that was happening? Because that happened in January.
Damn.
That next month when I felt like I couldn't breathe.
Did you think about it before, like was that something that you actually thought about for a while?
Like afterwards, yeah. I was like thinking about it. I was like, wait. I was like, no, not that thing, not the breathing thing. I was just like afterwards. I was like, hey, that was foreshadowing type thing. So like it was kind of a kind of weird thing that was happening. So I'm just like,
now I will tell you, at that point, if I come in and like I walk out the apartment and the door slams behind me and you're not there, there's nothing I can do.
right.
I'll call Ghostbusters. I'll call.
Bitch, you're a preacher. You better go grab some holy water. You better come.
That's gonna take a minute.
You better come do an exorcism.
That's gonna take a minute.
You better do an exorcism.
You think of any ghost movie, like some like door slams, somebody's like, "Oh, I can't get in." What you expect me to do? Like kick the door down?
All right, sprinkle some holy water on the key. Put the key in.
I'll put the key in.
Yeah, it's like a enchantment type shit. you get it, and then the door opens because the ghost can't handle the holy water. You open the door, and then you just start spraying. And you get a little spray bottle of holy water. You start spraying around. Like it's a fucking Febreze.
You want me to get a water gun or something?
No, get a Febreze bottle.
A Febreze bottle
with holy water. Why nobody ever thought about that?
I would pay good money to see a movie if somebody had that. I would pay.
Like you just have it, and it's like that's what preachers should. I feel like with all like crazy stuff like I see on, we can talk about this in a second, but all the crazy stuff it's like that I've seen like on the internet with I guess like when people catch the Holy Ghost and stuff like that, and stuff when the preacher touched their head and stuff like that, and then they start freaking out and stuff like that. I saw like I saw a TikTok where it was like saying, what happens if the preacher does that and you don't do anything? So like, because most of the time, I'm pretty sure all the time they're not like actually possessed, like all these, but they're just basically putting on the front in that point. But when he pushed, and they said when the preacher does it, they pushed them. They try to push them back and try to like they push them hard to like make them kind of like fall. And then that's when they kind of like go for they kind of like go from that. So
no, I remember the first time I saw somebody like have the Holy Spirit like that, and it was the first time I probably was ever I'll touch my chest because I was like, are they okay? Are they there?
Have you ever dealt with that as like more so like as you were preaching or
nah?
What's like when you how many times have you seen people like catch the Holy Spirit more so when you see it? How many times you went to like churches and stuff like that?
I'm gonna say 5 times. I'm gonna say 5 times.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
It
Yeah,
might be there are 5 times that I can point out. Uh, might be like maybe closer to 10, but I'm gonna say 5
yeah.
right now.
Also, I don't know where I was going with that. We were talking about like the talking about stuff with like preaching stuff, right? It was something before that. Then I went on a rant with the Holy Spirit thing. I forget what it was now. So something about like I don't even know. I forget things sometimes, but no, it's just like more so just like I see like some people who are just like, yeah, I'm not going to follow and like do it. I'm just going to see what they're going to do with it and things like that, and just see what the preacher's going to do, and then.
Now I will say out like one time I did stand next to somebody and like they fell, but I saw the preacher like you said go pow
Yeah,
like show like it was one of those follow through
yeah,
motions.
yeah, and I don't know. It's more so just yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like I like an act type thing because like it makes you think about like how many people are like doing that and things like that. And like, like if that was the case, a lot of people would get the Holy Spirit and stuff like that too. So, mm
Eh,
would you think that or what?
not necessarily. Just thinking about in the Old Testament in general, or like if you want to go Old and New Testament, like even people were like just pointing out one example, um, like when the Holy Spirit was on the Jesus apostles, they were like they're drunk, like they're because they got it at like 10 or so in the morning or something like that,
Yeah,
and people saw them and they were like they're they're loaded up, they're drunk, so like they saw like so it wasn't like that popular
oh,
or
so
anything like
yeah,
that.
but
It wasn't like it was popping up like
yeah,
every day or anything.
yeah. But the thing is, like, if you can turn water to wine, you would be drunk.
I I can't argue with that logic.
But no, question then, since we're going like more like a religious thing right now, and I kind of like I want to kind of like get your opinion on it because it's like a big opinion,
All right,
and I think we've talked about this before too. Pretty sure we have.
all right.
Um, what would happen if Jesus would came back? Like don't know who he is and stuff like that. How would he be treated?
So doesn't like so like I just want to
Mm?
kind of understand.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not like I'm the second coming Jesus, but doing miracles, teaching, that kind of thing, right?
That everything with that, but then also too like people he doesn't say what his name is. He doesn't say anything. He just where he just kind of like just says different things with that. So
All right.
how you think people will react to that?
I would say honestly, I would say it with a lot of skepticism, cause it's what like I mean, cause we saw a perfect example with Jesus. Like he's like he didn't. There might be 2 times where he said, "I'm the Son of God,"
Mm-hmm.
or and some like obviously some people believe, some people were like bullshit.
Yeah.
Um, I think a lot of skepticism. I think people I think it will get attention. I think people would I think some people would say it's BS. Like if, let's say he did let's say he did a miracle, for example.
Yeah.
Um, and I feel like some people be like, oh, that's BS. They're faking it. It's for the views, yada yada, or just in terms of like teaching, people will scrutinize it, and like it'd be a lot like how he was back in the day.
Yeah.
So I feel honestly, uh, people might be like, all right, this person needs to be in a mental hospital. He says like, or something like that. Because if somebody said like, because if I told you, God told me I need to move to China, we're gonna have some follow up questions about that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like like that's how, personally how I feel
Yeah.
that it will more or less be like.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I more so think like if it was the case, like I said, I feel like there's a lot of flaws within the stories and stuff like that. It's just my personal opinion with that. I believe everybody can believe what they want to believe, but I feel like there's a lot of flaws. But if he did come back though, I do feel like, um, one, if he made miracles and was curing a lot of things, the government would be trying to kill him because they don't want someone to be curing stuff that can make them money. I think that would be a big capitalism type thing. And then when people are like, if somebody says, "I am Son of God" or "I am Jesus" and stuff like that, they're gonna, like you said, they're gonna look at him like he's crazy, and like, you're not, like like that's not possible. Especially if they have an ideal look of like what Jesus would look like, because I feel like people look at Jesus as a certain image more so as a white man more so, and then um, possibly could be. Never know. I don't know. But if he didn't look the way that they wanted him to look, then they would basically crucify him again.
Mm,
Honestly, I feel like if he wasn't a white man that basically told him what people wanted to hear, like, you have to like hate gay people, you have to like do this and that. If you're not that type of person, you're not that, and if you're not like that ideal of like Jesus, a lot of people would pretty much hate him. So
yeah, and I mean my thing with that is just because I definitely agree with everything. Is he he definitely challenged like the norms. Like it was always something to where he challenged everything that the leadership of Israel and Judaism and the the leadership of Israel. So it was like that's pretty much half of his interactions or his him standing up against that.
yeah,
So I it definitely happened once. It definitely happened again.
yeah. I just think more so that people are just like they want to hear what they want to hear and stuff like that. Especially with social media, like you said, they would basically try to like this is only for views or anything like that. It's like same thing with like, in a sense, like if you look at it, I'm not saying he is Jesus, but like he does help out a lot with this thing as Mr. Beast more so.
Mm-hmm.
It's more so he does like he tries to like bring knowledge to like uh helping people poor. He feel like he wants to help he wants to help like um he wants to help people from getting blind, not more so not blind, but like it's like a certain type of blindness where like it's like a little cloud that they cover,
Mm.
and it can cure like a lot of people. And he did like 1,000, I think. It was a good chunk. It doesn't cost that much to do it, but it's so behind a paywall that it was so tough for that. But if somebody can heal that, then it could definitely be in the way of that. And he got a lot of backlash because he was doing it for views, and he was like they say he was doing it, but he makes money off of the views to give back to the people that he makes it for. So like,
Yeah, and I mean I feel like some people like him is they're caught in like a catch 22 pretty much
mhm.
because people are like social media leaders, athletes, politicians, whoever you want to say. They want like they're not helping people out. They're not doing X, Y, and Z, yada yada. But then you have something like that could like I'm giving a bit of, like uh, I didn't know that he did that, but just giving him the full benefit could really want to do something and then still get some type of backlash.
Yeah,
It's wild.
yeah, he does good, and then it's like more so they say that he's doing it for clout, and he's always like gave all his stuff away. He's never been in a bad like he's been making videos for many years now, way longer. But then he's been making like big time videos for probably like 4 or 5 years, and no one's ever like said anything about like him taking the money, him not being justful for what he's done, or like he's hasn't done like, or he hasn't like mainly like paid up when he needs to.
Yeah.
He never had those issues, but then people are like still gonna be shitting on him because of that. As yeah, people find anything to say about you, and that's the biggest thing I'm learning. It's like people will like um try to like hate or shit on you no matter what you do. It doesn't matter if you're in the right, wrong, or anything. They're just gonna find a way to like come at you. So
Yeah. I mean, that's like, yeah, I definitely agree. Like, just getting like growing up and dealing with the going last few years, definitely see that, whether it's at work or like personal. Is like it's wild. Like it's wild though that it can be like that.
yeah, it's just like it's anything. It's like anything that you can possibly like think of is like going to be used. Like people are, I know people are like upset with a lot of people are upset with their lives and stuff like that. So like they gotta take it on something, and like it's tough like to deal with that, and then try to make other people feel down as well. So a lot of people want to put their sadness on others. So
Mm.
that's the biggest cause of like all this stuff that's happening now. So but no, it's just like I just always thought like if Jesus would ever come back or anything like that, as and one is real, too,
Mm.
um, that would people, how would people react? Because I don't think they would. I think people would just hate him. Honestly, like because he would say everything that like people say, like I love everyone, things like that. I want the best for everyone. I want everybody to like basically be like loving towards everyone. But then
Mm.
and then they just kind of would just be like, you can't love this person. Jesus would never love this. God would never love this person or whatever. And
I mean, my thing is that there's always like a message. It's always like a narrative. Um, because like just looking at fuck it, the NRA. Uh, they've had a big lobby for people like saying like this government's trying to take away your guns. You have to fight to keep your right for the Second Amendment.
mm,
This, that, and the third. But it's one of those things where if Jesus was like they're one of the biggest things like Jesus wants you to have your rights, or like Jesus would have a gun. Like I saw a commercial one time where it was like Jesus would have a gun or something, like it was something stupid. But the Jesus was like, no, we shouldn't have this. Then people are gonna be like, ah,
you're not the real Jesus.
yeah,
You're not the real one. Yeah, and I feel like that if you say the wrong things, it's just basically going to turn to politics all over again. So I think that's the whole thing with like I think the whole way of life is like been built off politics in the sense. Like if you don't say the right things to the right thing or right person, then it kind of like causes an argument and then calls for action or laws being made to that point. So
see, and that's to me what like that can't like cancel culture is like such an interesting topic to me because I feel like sometimes we can like we'll jump on people very
mm-hmm.
quickly. Um, but my thing is that just with the like we had the NFL combine come up, and like we'll have like NFL players. Let's see, Josh Allen for example. Uh, he used some slur when he was in high school, and the combine like and with him being selected in the first round, that came up with him something that he tweeted in high school,
Yeah.
and it's why like like personally I feel kids are just dumb anyway, but something from high school to now young adulthood is just it's like such a wide like he like wide range, and he definitely grown up from that.
Yeah, I kind of agree and kind of get it, but the one thing that people, I've been a part of this so many times because of, like, what, like, social media I've been part of for many years, especially with like being a part of Twitch and things like that. I've seen this a countless amount of times. Um, the reason why they worry about like that is like they think that's still the character that they are to this day, and that's the biggest thing. They can grow, but it also, like, they, a lot of people don't trust that they've grown, and they've seen where, like, people haven't grown and they just put a fake persona on, and then eventually they show their true colors, and then they're a shitty person.
Mm.
So that's the biggest thing with like that, and I don't agree with like cancel. I feel like if he did something recently, then that is. But like also too, I understand why people have their guard up in that sense too. Um, I don't think canceling somebody for something they did a long time ago is that the way. But also too, I believe that if you did own up to it, um, kind of move forward, it's no reason for you to like dwell in it because they're going to shit on you no matter what. So like it doesn't matter if you've grown for it from it or not, they're still gonna look at that and things like that. You just have to like push past it and just kind of like not let it affect you more so.
Mm.
Because if you dwell on it, it's just gonna always stick with you, and this is not the best thing either. That or you're gonna build some type of hatred towards um, the group that's coming at you because of like it's kind of like a big thing. It's like kind of like it's a thing that like people would be like can deal with, that like kind of like if they get shit on by a certain amount of person, then they're gonna probably have some type of reaction to it.
Mm.
But hopefully they can grow from it and things like that too. So it's kind of like a rough situation. But yeah, it's tough to like go back to a tweet a long time ago and be like, because a lot of people, what they do, they search certain words and they'll try to find any word, and like especially if you're trying to make it, somebody's jealous of you, so they're trying to like they'll look up every slur you possibly can think of, and if you tweeted it once, they can find it. So
Mm.
like I think that's what the biggest thing with like social media thing, like if you have made some mistakes in the past, probably your best bet is to probably go back and search your own your own stuff.
See that, like, if somebody's on, so like, I know I'm not on social media. Like,
Yeah.
I go on I have Facebook and Twitter just to keep be update, like, stay up to date. I'm not really trying to post, but I know like jobs are like, all right, what's your like I know for the job I got now,
Yeah.
they were like, all right, put the link for your Facebook on here, and Instagram and Twitter for those things. I don't know how far they went, but
Yeah, it's kind of like that, and I don't know. I don't know. They can. I don't know. They can look at my stuff. More so just like some of it's like depressing type stuff from back in the day, but um, it's yeah, it's kind of a rough thing. So like, it's kind of rough to kind of like figure out in a sort. So I'm trying to figure out like what, like I guess like they search and stuff like that and make sure that, but also too I'm trying to figure out this fine line because like if I say like if I'm like with my friends online or stuff like that, because they do make like more sexual like jokes and stuff like that, or if I like something that's like more sexual, then or is that gonna be held against me? So that's like the biggest like line because like that doesn't hurt nobody, but it's just like some people are into stuff like that, or they have different things like that, and everybody's different.
yeah,
I don't think that hurts, but I feel like jobs would judge you for it too. So
yeah. I mean that, like, depending on the job and everything. Like, somebody might ignore it. Somebody might be like pull you in and be like, all right, what's up with this?
yeah, and just like why, like I don't know, unless it's not like crazy. I get like if it's crazy like racism, like sexism, um, being homophobic, being just anything really, and the isms more so, or even like being weird or being a pedophile or anything like that. It's
Mm.
kind of like yeah, that shouldn't be allowed, and you don't want that person in your company at that course. But like, um, you just gotta find out that fine line of like what's acceptable and what's not, because somebody can be like, oh, you like the picture with somebody in like somebody in tight clothes or whatever, or somebody in a bikini, or somebody that's like shirt off or anything like that, and you can kind of like be like, oh, this is not my views of what you should be like and stuff like that. So
Mm.
I don't know. It's kind of weird because like I get worried too because like I'm getting eventually getting a tattoo hopefully this summer. That's the goal.
Oh,
Maybe.
what?
Dark magician girl and a Dami Mommy style.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
But I don't know like how it's gonna be designed until it's designed. And I'm like, what if it's like showing a little cleavage? Would like my job be upset with it? So like I don't know. Like I like that. I like that type of stuff. I'm into anime and stuff like that. So like I love like different things like that. But if it's part of my body, like they can't really say nothing. But like
Mm.
I don't know. It's kind of a weird line in that sort. So it's kind of like trying to figure out like what's the line between those two things. So
Got you.
but yeah, it's just kind of like just trying to figure out like what it is from there. So
I mean, I think some like workplaces are starting to be more liberal because I know before like when we were growing up, it was if you get a if you get a tattoo, you have to like cover it.
that makes no sense.
But now I'm starting like
Yeah.
I've seen just at the last couple places I've been, people have tattoos or
Yeah.
piercings, and like it doesn't follow that rule of Norman. That might offend somebody, but I don't think they've ever mentioned it or anything like that.
Yeah. It's just dumb. Like if somebody wants to do that to their body, that's fine. As long as it's not like like a neo-Nazi like tattoo type thing, and then somebody just doing stuff like that. Like basically, if anything's offensive, then yeah, don't be promoting that because you don't want that part of their brand. But like if it's just a tattoo of like a fish or a tattoo of something that you're passionate about, like me with anime, is passionate about that. I want to show it off, and somebody be like, yeah, you can't do that because you gotta cover all that up. I just couldn't work at a place like that. I was like, I want a place that's being accepting, loving, and then kind of like just let it be like somewhat relaxed. So
Mm.
it's kind of like where I always have my jobs around there. So it just kind of I don't know. With the new generation definitely gonna be way more accepting. It's like now, like when you go to like food places or stuff like that, they have like phones now. You remember when they just didn't allow you ever to, if you had a phone out, you were getting written up or stuff like that. Now they pretty much have their phones.
Oh, now they have man,
which I don't mind.
before we had like the whole dress code. You had to
Yeah,
and nobody dare went against it
yeah,
unless you were getting sent home, and it didn't make the news.
yeah,
And now parents and students are they took it on, which good for them.
yeah. It's more so like too. It's like there's like, what's the point? Like I don't know. If you're not doing any job, I don't know. That's why I look at it. If you're not having nothing to do for a job and you have free time, yeah, look at your phone. Like I wouldn't care if I was a manager. I wouldn't care like in that sort. As long as you're doing your job and you're not getting distracted. Once you're just getting distracted by your job, then that's the thing. Like my job more so is like, oh, you need to put your phones away because job's not getting done. I get that. Like they're getting distracted by their phones, watching full on movies and not doing the job what they need to do. And like that's a whole different thing. That's a whole different type of topic at that point.
Yeah.
But then they're like, "We'll take away your phones." Are you really gonna do that? Probably they'll try, but then like it's kind of just
See, I think what people say on the other side though is like there's like how do you stop it from being full anarchy? Because if you have if you're just like if you're a kid in class and you have your phone out and you're getting D's and F's because you're not paying attention, then or you're disrupting class.
yeah.
Where do you draw that line?
More so, I just say I say like I think some people can multitask, some people can't. I don't see the point in schools in general, other than like try to give your basic information. If you're not passing, then that's on you. it's just a babysit. I think school is just a babysitting thing until you get 18, like or 16 really, because you can drop out at 16. But it's just I don't know. It's people want to get knowledge, and some people just don't want to be in school. And like that's fine and dandy. Like don't have to be, but like I don't know. It just I don't believe in school systems, some more stuff like that. So like it's just hard for me like say like keep phones out of like students' hands, especially in this generation now. It's like that's all they know now. It's like they're dependent on it, so it's hard to like take it away.
See, my thing on schools is that like
School's never taught me anything, so
I would say school is definitely open. It opened doors. I would say that
yeah,
because it was something to where it was a way to be able to find your interests. Like even if you
Good
want to take even if you want to take away English, science, uh, math and history, like you were able to find you were like either you were able to join a club, or you were able to be in athletics, or you were able to find an elective that is a passion. I mean,
yeah.
like I know my sister, she wouldn't be doing what she's doing right now unless like had found this passion over
Yeah.
in high school.
And I would agree with that. You can definitely find your passion and stuff like that, but I just feel like it's not structured enough to like kind of get there, and it's not really helping a lot of the kids more so with how they like are. So like you definitely can find passion. I know I'm really good at math. I didn't really study for it. Just kind of like just picked it up really really easy. Like I just didn't really have to like do anything for it. Um, and it was just like it was just I don't know, it's just like you say, like, what if this person doesn't pay attention and gets D's and F? Well, what if you're that person who doesn't pay attention and get A's and B's? Me. And like that's what I did. I never studied, never did anything really. I just kind of like winged it. And so and I figured out how to do that and kind of like get through school. I didn't really like school, like whatever.
I mean, nobody likes like when you're in school. Nobody likes school.
Yeah, but like, what name something that like kind of like what you're using like in that you've used from like in school that you use now for on like mainly on a daily basis. Like it's hard. Like you can definitely. I think about algebra. Algebra you can definitely use for a good bit, but just me. That's the way my brain thinks about like things and like how like that works. Yeah, the basic information like reading and stuff like that on developing, but I feel like you can just do that at home more so. And you can do that as homeschooling, but like I don't know, it's kind of like it's 8 hours for like to babysit in a sense.
Yeah.
8 to 10 hours to babysit. So our parents are working. So the way I look at school. So I feel like you can learn. I'm the type of person that you can learn wherever you can at home. So
I think a little bit depends on like I think a little bit though too has to depend on the teacher.
true.
If the teacher is somebody who has freedom to be able to have their course or be I feel like it's definitely got to be the teacher and this and the student as well.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I think algebra is definitely something that you use on a daily basis and writing. But outside of that,
I don't even use writing that much.
I got to there's too much paperwork at my job.
Yeah,
so.
yours is a little bit more. Like I get that. I know, like.
But like one of my things that I always thought was weird was that the MLA format.
Yeah.
That was like it was always so annoying to have to like do that for your references. I hated that so much.
And unless you like literally like unless you're like writing for like an article or something like that, you don't really have to use like stuff like that. Like I guess like a research paper maybe, but like a lot of times you don't use like those MLA. I never really use MLA format type stuff and kind of going from there. But yeah, it was a lot of useless information that I got from school. Also, too, I agree. Like you need to have like the teachers, but like the teachers aren't motivated. They're not getting paid. Like that's a big thing.
But not here anyway.
Yeah. there's a lot of places that's not they're not getting paid. So there are a lot of places that are, but like I know like a lot of places that aren't getting paid too, not just
Yeah.
here. So, but then they're not getting motivated because of that. Because like, what's the point if you're not getting paid that much? So, they're just getting replaced. The school system is a joke as a system as it is. I know from at least from my standpoint, what I've seen around here was like it's a joke of a system because it's like a lot of politics within school systems, and I don't know. I just from my experience from dealing with a lot of stuff and seeing my mom deal with like what she deal with, and as a teacher, I just don't like school systems. I just don't like it.
I mean, there's definitely a lot of bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Now, what I will say though is that in terms of in terms of college
Mm-hmm.
and graduate programs, like for things like the SAT, or if you're trying like to get into college, or like the GRE, like the GRE or prep exams,
Yeah.
that is a measure of what somebody's like in somebody's heart or what's in somebody's mind in terms of that field.
Yeah.
Like somebody could do a writing test and for business, and somebody in business might do really well on that test, but somebody else like who could is not gonna make it,
Yeah.
or might not do well.
And if for writing, for example, some people are a little bit more creative in their minds, and they can like a lot of times like everybody's different. So like people like have like different abilities and stuff like that. I like not even like people use the word disabilities. I think a lot of times it should be changed to abilities more so. Um, with certain things, because like I know with people like with autism or people like that, it's like they use that as like a disability, and a lot of times like it can hurt you a little bit, but a lot of times there's a skill set that you have that can definitely help you perform better on certain things. You just gotta find your niche, and you can find like what you're good at, and like what you're kind of um like what's your strengths are. So,
Yeah.
and that's the kind of like what it is. I don't feel like schools kind of like definitely help towards that, because like we didn't learn how to live more so we learned, oh yeah, we need you to learn this, we need to teach you how to like read this and like our context clues and all that stuff. Oh yeah, we're not going to teach you how to do taxes. Like that's one of the main things for like stuff. It's like basic living, like
Life skill,
yeah,
like life skills,
life
in general.
skills. Yeah, so like something like that. So I feel like there should be like a course or a class. It's called life, and just teach things about life and like try to figure out like you can definitely make a whole. You can definitely make a whole course out of that, like a whole like course out of like a whole year worth of things, and like even like money management. You can put math in it. You can put like structure of different things, how to like buy a house, what to look at loans, and then how to do this, and like how to help people success. But a lot of times they don't want you to succeed. They want you to like fall in line type thing.
Well, I mean that's when it is pushed to more new ideas, like that pushes the envelope.
Yeah.
And some people are very excited about that.
Yeah.
And then you see a lot of people who are going to be like, okay, well, we're on, this is like the setup for the schools, like for the school system or for this course. Where are we gonna put this, and like where are we gonna put these items where we're teaching these kids as well?
What do you mean items?
Well, I mean, like, let's say let's say it's in high school, right?
Yeah.
So if they were like, so there's a, I'm trying to like remember, because it's been like, damn, I feel old, because it's been so long, and it's been a minute.
Yeah.
But like they have like the AB classes, AB days, right? Something like that. At least my school did.
I didn't have that. So.
Oh, okay. Well, we did, like, we alternated, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday was like A days, and
Okay.
Tuesday, Thursday were B days.
But
So English, the core classes, and then electives. So I guess my thing would be where how would you break it up? Parents are going to be like, okay, well, it's nice that you're doing this, but my kid needs to take band, or my kid needs to like my kid is taking the core classes band and
Do it.
theater.
You do it like you do PE. You do it like you do like any other elective. You make it mandatory for your year, either between. I think you make it between your junior and your senior year. You have to take this course. And yeah, it's a mandatory course. That's just how it would work. Like just you have to like take this course of life. Like I say.
And then how would you test how would you test for it? Because that's gonna be the big thing too.
You don't need to test for it. It's just a course that you need to take. You don't have to.
But then you're gonna have to be able to say like, okay, well, we met our objectives. Like we got 80% of the students got A's.
And that's what I don't like about school system. That's
that's just what they're going.
I know that's what it is, but that's what I don't like about school system. It shouldn't be based on performance. Like we have this performance based thing is like more so just like you don't want to have a performance based stuff. Like you want to learn from your failures and kind of like go from there. Like you can definitely fail and in that, but if you fail in a class, it's hard to get back up. Like if you make an F on a let's say you make an F or a C on a quarter, that affects you through your whole high school career. It's hard for you to make that up. And so like making a C and then be like, all right, you've developed into this person to make A's, and like that holds you back. And that's one thing I don't like about the school system. They want to see standardized tests. I think the standardized test should be erased. I honestly think that shouldn't be a thing. I think you should be set up for life. You have tests, like you have your tests and like, oh, this person makes an A, whatever. It's like, yeah, they know what they're doing, or they make a C. And like, all right, you need to work on this because if you don't do this, then when you get in the real world, you're gonna be struggling, and you don't want to struggle with that, especially with things. Make it real life. Make it into like a course where like you show real life opportunities and show like how it was going to be relatable when you grow up. And some people might not take it serious, and that's fine. Like they'll learn later.
I mean, it's like what's wild though.
But at least have that course prepare for people though.
So. The DMV, like the driver's ed, was like the worst class I ever took.
Yeah,
something we use every day.
Yeah, I don't even remember none of it. So.
I hate it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate it.
Speaking of that, I need to renew my license. I got 10 days.
You gotta get your NC real. You're gonna have to get a real ID at some point.
What do you mean?
For that's something lawmakers are talking about. Like it's a new form of identification. Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, I'll have my.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be one of those like it's a mandatory thing to get.
Oh well, yeah. Let's see. Until it happens. I'm probably to have to change all my information anyway, so hopefully it's after I have to start changing everything legally. So
I think NC is doing it like 2025 or 2026.
I'll be gone by then.
Yeah,
I'll be gone by then. I ain't gonna be here by then, so I'll be gone by like hopefully next year. At the latest. So but yeah, I won't be here, so I want to deal with that shit. I don't know what other laws over there, but like yeah, I definitely need to get that updated because I think you do it online. So
yeah, I mean that's the best way to do it is online with the way that the DMV is now. Yeah. If you try to do an appointment now, you're lucky if the next 2 months are free.
Yeah, so I'm definitely just gonna do it online and try and get that done.
Yeah,
which won't be that long. So I always thought you had to do like the sign test on like the thing. Like I thought always like before you get your license renewed, you had to do the sign test.
See, I thought so too, and then I did it online, and I just got my license. So
yeah, like I was very confused with that, but I guess like you don't have to. I guess in a smaller town you have to do it, but we go to the DMV. But I don't know. I was like, yeah, you can just renew it. All right, cool. And you know that I'll do it before I had time, so just gotta pay the fees and then kind of go from there. So, but no, yeah, we just talked about random stuff. And that was pretty long. We did it for 55 minutes. So
all day.
Yeah, we just talking random.
And we had awkward silence in that second too.
Yeah, it was like we had to get through the awkward silence. Then we started going. As soon as we started going. So that's how it goes. So we just gotta get on a roll. That's why I like having the topics more so because once you get a topic and kind of go, then you can just flow through it. You gotta have some idea. We didn't have no idea until we just started talking randomly, and then we finally got to stuff after stuff after stuff. So
That's true.
but yeah, appreciate everyone for listening again. I hope y'all have a great week, a great 2 weeks, and then we'll catch y'all back on the next one. And
I hope y'all have a better week.
I hope Paul has a terrible week. I'll catch y'all. We'll catch y'all next one. Peace out
See ya.
and see ya.